Alright, here we are taking a look at what makes a good report. The first thing we're going to look at in this person's report is taking a look at the blue area. It gives you all the ideas that you need to cover. Number one thing is, it says, is everything written in third person? Well, third person means that you don't have sentences with I did this, or my, or me, or anything to that extent. It means you're standing away looking at it from a distance, and you're observing from a distance. So let's take a look at how well they did it. First off, let's look at the question. Does the presence of road salt affect plant growth? Okay, good. No, it's third person. Looks good. Hypothesis. The plants exposed to the road salt will be shorter than unexposed plants. Wonderful. They haven't said I, me, or my hypothesis. Doing a great job so far. Let's take a look. The conclusion down below. After 15 weeks, the data suggests that the road salt impairs plant growth. The average control group plant height was 10.5. The average road. Okay, no, I don't see any me, I, or anything. So A plus here, he'd get full credit for everything written in third person. Let's take a look at his hypothesis and see if it has some sort of reason. His hypothesis says the plants exposed to the road salt will be shorter than unexposed plants. Well, no, there is no reason. Why does he think this? At this point, it is just really a guess. And let's take a look at this and see if we can add to it here and figure out. Well, I know that salt. Uh-oh, can I write in here? Uh-oh. Edit. Undo typing. Let's fix that. There we go. So, one more time. I know that salt is a pollutant that will kill a plant. Alright, a little bit more. After all, high concentrations of salt, if you drink it, will make you sick. Alright, so now at this point we've given a reason and why we feel the way we do. So now it's fixed, it has a reason. So let's take a look at the conclusion now. Conclusion needs to have 4 parts. First off, we go back to the question here, and we need to reread the question and see if in the conclusion they answer the question, because that's the whole reason we're doing the whole thing. It says, does the presence of rose salt affect plant growth? So let's go see if they concluded anything about does it have any effect. It says after 15 weeks, the data suggests that road salt impairs plant growth. So right there, they've just answered the question. So A plus on that, good job. Let's go to B. Give some numerical data that backs up your answer to the question. Well, it did answer that it does impair or it messes up plant growth. Now they got to give me some numbers. They have to look at the chart right over here and take a look at this and see if they give us numbers. Let's take a look at it. Did they give us any numbers from the chart over here? The average control group plant height was 10.5 centimeters. After the 15th week, I probably would have added something there one more time about the 15th week. The average road salt group plant height was only 7.6. So look at that. They're giving me data and they're full on telling me, look, with salts 10.6, excuse me, without salts 10.5, with salt is 7.6. Absolutely, there's good data right there. So they get an A plus for data. It does back it up. Was the hypothesis correct in thought? Well, they never went back and revisited the hypothesis. They kind of lead to it, so let's see about adding something about it. And remember, it's third person, so you can't say my hypothesis. We're going to say the hypothesis that plants will grow shorter is shorter with what? Oops, back up. Shorter with salt added was, hey, let's look at it. He says right up there in the hypothesis, so we actually go back to the hypothesis. This is supposed will be shorter, and lo and behold, check it out, he was right. So we need to put was correct. All right, now we've just added to it so that yes, now it says that it answers the question of hypothesis. Now our last little lingo part that we're missing here is about why is the information important to know? Well, let's think about that. In the world, they generally use, if I can get in here, they generally use salt. Salt is used to melt snow and ice. Well, let's say that. Salt is used to melt snow and ice off of roadways all over the world. Alright, and so we gave some information about what is used. So why is that important? Well, now if we think about it, if it's used all over the place, that means every plant around the world where they melt off ice and snow is being affected. So let's just say that. That means, that every plant near a roadway will be affected. So what does that mean? Let's think about that. Well, maybe, let's not say maybe, let's say definitely. Scientists should come up with an alternative to using salt. And that's what we think. That's the big worldview. So there you go. You're done with the worldview. We've used the data. We've used the chart. It looks like we've answered all the questions. There we go. And A+ will happen. All right, here we are taking a